I wanted to show you guys that we're in trouble. It's a national security crisis. According to the great, if we mosey on over to the HakeReport.com, read up on your impending doom if you're from the United States. Declining birth rates. It's a national security crisis. Hopefully he doesn't cuss. This was meant to be on national TV, so he shouldn't cuss. But let me show this to you guys.
Vision, your commitment to our country.
It's worse than cussing. It's hard to listen to. This is RFK Jr. breaking from last week, I think, the 16th. More than a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago. RFK Secretary RFK Jr. of Health and Human Services, according to a leading report, declares declining birth rates, America's declining birth rate, a national security threat. Check this out. 45 seconds.
Thank you for your vision, your commitment to our country. When my uncle was president, the fertility rate in this country was 3.5%. Today, it is 1.6%.
Wait a minute. Percent? Oh, maybe so. I don't know. Is he saying that wrong? 3.5 children per percent? I don't know. Anyway, now it's 1.6. I don't know if percent is the right word. I don't know. Because I feel like you're supposed to have 3 children or more per woman or something like that. Or something to that effect. But now people have less than 2, generally.
Replacement rate, in other words, the amount of fertility that you need in order to keep your population even, is 2.1%.
I don't know if he's saying it correctly. Is it percent? You need to have 2.1 babies per couple. Because the 0.1 is for, okay, for 100 couples, you need 210 babies. All right? Something like that. Married couples, ideally. You need 210 babies per 100 couples, because that's actually 200 people, and then you need the extra 10 just to replace, because that extra 10 are going to die off or something, you know, or are not going to be fruitful. So you're not going to replace them. Anyway.
We are below replacement right now.
Yep.
That is a national security threat to our country.
That's right.
And we know why this is happening. And President Trump is...
Why is it happening? Interesting.
Addressing the root causes through his MAHA agenda of reducing endocrine disruptors, the exposure
endocrine disruptors
to chemicals that decrease fertility. Today,
it's not just the chemicals, man, but
thank you for your vision, your commitment to our country. When
he's thanking Trump, I think, for the vision and commitment to our country, I think.
My uncle was president.
He's talking about JFK, John F. Kennedy Jr. Pardon me if I'm interrupting it too much. Let me just play it out.
The fertility rate in this country was 3.5%.
60s.
Today, it is 1.6%. The replacement rate, in other words, the amount of fertility that you need in order to keep your population even, is 2.1%. We are below replacement right now. That is a national security threat to our country.
Yeah.
And we know why this is happening. And President Trump is addressing the root causes through his MAHA agenda of reducing endocrine disruptors, the exposure to chemicals that decrease fertility. Today, thank you for your...
Can't hear you interrupt too much, says Clubbombs. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Nobody's even answering it. Nobody's even answering, because I ask in the chat, is the clip too loud? Is it just right? Is the clip too quiet? What a mess. Whatever, guys. Thanks a lot. Usually the chat is more helpful to me. And many aren't having any children at all. Somebody's like, get busy, Hake. That's not how it works. You don't just run. As Elvis sang rightly, wise men say only fools rush in. I feel like I can barely hear myself, so I'm going to turn this up here. I feel like I can barely hear myself. How is this? Okay. Nice. True, you keep stop. I didn't stop it. I played it all the way through after that. I'm not going to play it anymore for you guys. I don't like his voice, but I don't think that he's really dealing with the root causes if you think about it. I don't think that he's really dealing with the root causes. I saw this interview between two competitors of mine, and these two competitors of mine talked about men and women, and they didn't specifically, I don't think, address the birth rates, although they kind of did. You know how people are having less S than ever? Sorry, kids. And Linya and Shen. I know that messes up your central nervous system. I think that that's more the Shmornography thing. They talked about that. It was very interesting. And women are a mess. Men are a mess. And it's very interesting. And then also, the societal setup, the encouraging women to be irresponsible and not take any responsibility, and to overinflate their sense of self-worth, if you will. They at once think too highly of themselves and at the same time also think too lowly of themselves, because that's what happens when you're an evil, egotistical person. You're up and then you're down, you're in and you're out, hot and you're cold, a mess and you're alone. So that has more to do with it than a little endocrine disruption. Tap water, turning the frogs. I feel like tap water is not that bad, and soy is not that bad compared to a bunch of other things that people are doing that mess with themselves. They got onto that topic a bit, partly because they were talking about the assassination culture, these competitors of mine, and the assassination culture is these young people who are just lost, angry, evil, vicious, JLP says anyone who's angry is a murderer, and it's in the Bible. It's a fact. Anyone who hates his brother is a murderer. Same thing, anger, hate. Whatever, come on, man. You're a mess. Come on, man is the new nagger. Kevin Howe his nagging pales in comparison with yours. I don't even notice Kevin Howe is not hardly a nagger at all. It's Come On Man who's a nagger in the chat. But anyway, speaking of women and nagging and evil and hate and Erderme and thoughts. Remember how they did in Charlie Kirk? That one guy, not they, but that one guy did in Charlie Kirk. And then a bunch of people, celebrated it and mocked it. And they're going out for Halloween dressed up like as if it just happened to them, dressed in the freedom shirt. You know what I mean? They're nasty. They're evil. And they tried to do in my competitor. I have called him the future president. They tried to do him. Well, one guy did. A whole bunch he got doxxed. They doxed him. People doxed him. Multiple people doxed him, so I can say they. And then multiple people went to his house to try to just harass him, throw eggs at his house. Just evil. It's a genocide. And I know that it's a liberal word, but if there's any right use of it, it's that one. Because it's the spirit of genocide. It's the spirit of murder. You know how Trump has the spirit of the freedom of speech, and JLP has the spirit of the freedom of speech? Anyway, um, these people are on drugs. My best competitors are anti-pot. Pot, worse even than alcohol. Oh, they condemned alcohol too. Pot worse than alky. Pardon me for saying it in a cute way, because it's not, alcohol is not cute. All right, FYI. Okay, so assassin culture. And, oh, that's shmornography. Competitors. Did you guys see my competitors talk? Wow, pretty good. MAHA. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not for some of these unhealthful things, of course, I guess, whatever. I don't think that it's the key or big deal or the root issue. It's not the root cause. RFK, I like you, but shout out. Hopefully they deal with that too. I hope that they deal with, you know, the shameless shmornography culture. Because it's not right. And the shameless pot and shameless alcohol culture. And shameless everything. So it's a mess. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about alcohol in the chat. Ruined many people in my life. Toxic as Hake. Not Hake. Didn't say Hake, but I'll just call it Hake just to clean it up. Yeah, and that's not good. And then the weed thing is even worse, they said. Yeah. Because you can do it and get away with it. It's more smiled upon, and people don't notice. And he pointed out, what I noticed too is that any time that you talk about it, how pot's not good, they get mad and defensive about it. Interesting. Yeah. And the same thing with the alcohol too. Similarly, they're like, it's like friends can't even hang out together unless they have to get, don't say this, well, cover your ears, kids, drunk, just to be able to hang out with and put up with each other. Terrible, huh? I don't even know if that's exactly true. I used to go to parties with my friends, like Halloween parties and stuff, and I specifically didn't drink all night with them. And I had fun. A mess, though. So, nice. Replacement rate. Below replacement rate. And that is not just a national security, it's the country's going to collapse. It's not good. Nice.